In this presentation, we will discuss the AMR report writing question, though I always recommend to avoid this because it can be quite lengthy, but it's always good to know how to solve it. So a sentence or a statement will be given to you. This is an example from your notes itself. Web series is a threat to television viewership. Write a report analyzing the validity of the statement. So to solve this, we will first put down a nice title, which states analysis of the impact of web series on television viewership. We will work on the validity of the statement. So we have our introduction, which gives a little background or an overview of what we are talking about or our topic. We will highlight the growing popularity of web series and what threats it poses to traditional television viewership. We are all aware that OTT is more popular than television, so we'll be able to write that easily. Objectives of research report should be clearly stated post that. So this usually includes analyzing the validity of the statement you are making and writing a little about the impact of web series on television viewership. Our second or 1.2 is methodology. Now, this section usually explains what research approach you are using to conduct your study. So you will tell us about the data collection methods, what sample size you are looking at, and what data analysis techniques you will use. The report mentions a combination of both primary and secondary research. We know what primary research is, first-hand research, and secondary research, research that has already been conducted. And this can be done through surveys, interviews, viewership trends, or reports that are already existing as part of your secondary research. Now, our second half will be the overview of web series and television viewership. So you'll define what is a web series, what are the characteristics of web series, explain in a new paragraph what is television viewership, what are the patterns of television viewership, how are they calculated. In our third paragraph, we'll explain how consumer preferences are changing, where we have people focusing more on online streaming platforms rather than traditional television. Our next section will have an analysis of both web series and television viewership. So you will write that you are analyzing how they compare with each other. Discuss the reach. So which is the target group that is actually watching web series, because each demographic group will have its own preferences. Content diversity and flexibility. Then you compare the diversity of what is available to you through web series and what is available to you on television. You can also mention that there are various technological advancements which have a great impact on these mediums. Our next section will be the findings, whatever you have finally found through your research. So you'll present the findings about how audience behaviors are changing, what are their preferences, what kind of fragmentation of viewers do you see as compared to traditional television. Some of the audience will also overlap, some will watch both options, so you can mention that. You can also mention in the new paragraph traditional television and its challenges. So, what are the challenges that traditional television is facing on account of OTT platforms? Our next section will be analysis of the validity of our statement. So, you will mention how the impact on television ratings is, because you have looked at some of the available material. You will mention how revenue and monetization is focused. Okay, how traditional television uses its monetization. Future outlook and market predictions. So you give insights into the future outlook of web series and television viewership. You can also predict how market trends will be in the future for both OTT and television. We then come to our conclusion, which is a summary of the findings. So, the key findings from your research can be highlighted in the last concluding paragraph. And then you say that the report concludes by evaluating the validity of the statement, which is in your question paper. Web series is blah, blah, blah. Wishing each one of you all the very best. Do well in the exam.